Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex and welcome to a very positive fan cam after a 6-1 win against Middlesbrough. Now before I go into detail, if you are watching this video, all of the other fan cams have already been uploaded. I've already done all of them, right? And it is currently 5:30 in the morning in Dubai. So I could be asleep, but I want to make this fan cam, guys. I am so happy to see that in a big game against the odds, some people would say, although we'd be very much expected to beat Middlesbrough, Chelsea have come out and produced, you know, and not just a 1-0 like against Fulham, not a game where we're riding the ropes and really struggling to hold on to our lead, but we managed to only just get over the line. This was a convincing win, and I mean, let's just break it down. We'll start off with the starting 11, which I think was fantastic. You know, honestly, I was very happy with it. Obviously, Gusto wasn't available. Reece James is out injured as well. So you've got Alfie Gilchrist on the bench, but you want to give Disasi the game time. I can understand that. And he has played at right back before and been quite poor. But he was fantastic. You know, I heard people saying that he was our man of the match. I don't think he was our man of the match, but I do think he was very good. You know, so credit to Axel Disasi. You know, filling in very well in that right back role. But I will highlight, I don't want to see that again unless we have to. So let's hope that Gusto is, you know, able to come back as soon as possible. And, you know, we're not going to be relying on Disasi at right back. Which brings us to the more positive news. You know, Silva obviously a guaranteed start at the moment, with Levi Colwill at centre-back as well, because Ben Chilwell filled in at left-back. Now, this was just very pleasant. You know, I don't know about you guys, but everyone talks about Pochettino playing players in the wrong position, and obviously Colwill is a key example, and we saw against Fulham, Chilwell came on as a sub as a left winger, which certainly made quite a few Chelsea fans confused, including myself. But I thought Chilwell was fantastic at left back. You know, a very creative outlet, even when played as a left back, which is his natural position anyway. So I suppose in that sense, I understand why Poch has tried to play Chilwell as a winger, because he still offers us a lot more than some of our attacking players. Mudryk being a key example, he was rubbish. Mudryk was horrific. We'll get to Mudryk in a second though. I mean, just let's highlight Ben Chilwell again. Very competent after being out for such a long time. You have to credit that, and that will go over so many fans' heads. They go, well, you know, Chilwell's supposed to do that. Guys, the guy's got so many injury problems. It's difficult from an injury to come back with that level of energy, intensity, and most importantly, quality. And I think Chilwell had that today. So he's a guaranteed start for me, as long as he's, you know, he's not got any issues regarding his fitness. Obviously Caicedo and Enzo in there. I thought Enzo had a good game, you know, in the right position, getting a nice goal. Or good to see him on the score sheet, although I still believe that he should be played in a deeper role. I suppose him getting the goal will justify why Pochettino wants him to go up a little bit more, but you know, on a game-by-game basis, I do think Enzo needs to be a little bit deeper. Caicedo was good. Palmer, man of the match for me. Cole Palmer was absolutely sensational. For me, when you play him in a 10, it's just a completely different story. And, you know, I was speaking to people out in the local fan club here in Dubai. You know, one or two people said, you know, it's fine, he does a job on the right, which is absolutely great. You know, he's a great player, and great players can adapt in a lot of situations. But I want to get the best out of him. I don't want him to be restricted to a role because of other players like Gallagher, who cannot play as a pivot and cannot play on the wing, so they have to play as a number 10. So for me, if you are looking at these games when you're playing against a low block, Gallagher cannot be starting in these games. And people don't want to say it, but Pochettino deserves credit. And I defended Pochettino before on the preview with Don. You know, I said that I still believe that we haven't seen the best aspects of Pochettino. And we all know that tactically he hasn't been great. But I don't think that it's tactics that always builds a long-term future with a team, a long-term project. Obviously, tactics is part of it. People really don't understand what I'm saying when I say that. Tactics is a part, but man management is also a very big section. But you cannot get to know man management without time. And in 6 months, what's Pochettino doing? He's getting to know his squad, and he's still going to need to get to know it even more. But I think that the break that the players had, I think they all look re-energised. I think Pochettino's tactics look re-energised, to be honest with you, because he had players playing in their natural positions. So maybe it was a case of him having the time out as well to reassess, see what's not going so well. Even though we've been on a better run of form, the performances haven't been good, and just, you know, see what we can do better. You know, so I'd take my hat off to Pochettino. It is expected to win this game, but we won it in great fashion. And we all know that if we would have lost this game, a very, very large percentage of Chelsea fans would have been saying Pochettino needs to be sacked. Now, I don't include myself in that category, but I can understand why a lot of Chelsea fans would feel that way. Let's just put it like this. If I was interviewing someone, I wouldn't question why they felt that way. Now, obviously, Sterling on the right-hand side, no-brainer. For me, guys, he's much better on the right-hand side. Sterling just looks so much more dangerous in the first half than the second half. Why? Because he's playing on the right side. When he's on the left side, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where to go left. He doesn't know where to go right. Typically, he just goes with a relatively boring pass backwards. That's what Sterling tends to do. But when he's on the right, he does tend to carry on a little bit more, taking a man on and getting a cross in there. And obviously he got an assist in the first half, maybe two. I can't really remember. There was quite a few goals, and I am pretty tired, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, Sterling's still underwhelming, if I'm being honest with you. But I do think that part of that was because he was switched over to the left in the second half. Mudryk was the only disappointing player, and I am a huge Mudryk fan. He was shocking. He was really appalling. I mean, it was absolute piss poor from Mudryk. You know, I am very patient and have been for a long time, and people call me deluded. No, I'm not deluded. I saw Mudryk and he was shocking. He was a 0 out of 10. He was that bad, and he did not contribute anything positive in that first half. And considering we scored 4 goals, you'd think the attackers, you know, there'd be a little bit of confidence with each goal throughout the team. And generally speaking, that was the case, but not with Mudryk. You know, he just looks clueless. He looked clueless today. Enzo's telling him how to make his runs. He's not in the right spaces. He's not going in the right directions. The link-up wasn't there, and there certainly wasn't any end product. He looked like a lost sheep, to be honest with you, which is a real shame, to be honest with you, because if there was a game you want your attackers to look good in, it's a game where you score 6 goals. But Mudryk was not one of those players. Subbing him for 45 minutes, I mean, half-time, that is harsh from Pochettino, but you can justify that when you're winning these games. The problem comes when you take Mudryk off and you lose. And then you say, well, what if he would have stayed on? Could things get better, etc.? He had a terrible first half. The team were 4-0 up. Get him off, right? This is the winning mentality that we would like to see, right? It's not a case of punishing players, but it's a case of understanding, guys, we're Chelsea. This is not supposed to be weird to beat Middlesbrough. And if we are beating Middlesbrough, we've got a player slacking, take him off. Absolutely the right decision. I think Broja was good as well. I mean, he needed to start in the away leg. I never understood why he didn't do that. you know, it was criminal, considering he scored in the game previously against Preston. So it was nice to see him getting in there as well. I know he didn't get the goal, it was more of an own goal, but the pressure was there and he was in the right position as a striker. No complaints. You know, Broja's good for these kind of games. I'm still not seeing him as our starter, obviously. And I certainly don't think he's worth 50 million or whatever these owners are saying that they want for him. I think we'd be lucky to get 35. Quite frankly, I'd take 20. You know, but that's not to demise his effort. I think Broja puts a great shift in. I just don't see the quality. But yeah, you know, it's a great team performance. And Mudryk came on, got his goal. You know, it'd be nice to see him getting some more game time. But then again, if you push Mudryk, you're on the right, which is his main position. Sterling then has to play on the left. He doesn't play as well. So if you are going to play Sterling each week, ideally you want him on the right, which is going to be difficult for Mudryk. But Mudryk does not deserve a start against Aston Villa from what I've seen. In that game, I wouldn't really want to see much different, to be honest with you, unless Gusto's fit. You know, if Gusto's fit, then ideally I'd want to see him slip in. I think it would be harsh to drop Disasi, but you would like a natural right back and a natural left back for once this season. If we can keep that going, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, this result, guys, I feel just relieved, to be honest with you. I was getting to the stage where it was very difficult to defend Pochettino, but I think that so far he has shown why he deserves more time. And it was by no means world class. You don't need to be world class to beat Middlesbrough. But if we can go and win this trophy, then we certainly have a lot of talking to do with Mauricio Pochettino. And a lot of fans might have to change their mind, because at the end of the day, you want to win trophies. We are one game away from winning a trophy this season. Call the Carabao Cup what you want. Teams have taken this trophy very seriously for a number of years. There's a reason Guardiola always takes his trophy seriously. There's a reason Klopp, you know, has been taking this trophy very seriously. We are in the same bracket. We want to win. Let's win early. Let's win the first domestic cup, apart from the Community Shield, of the season. Let's get it under our belt, build that winning mentality, and show Chelsea are actually a top club. We are not mid-table FC. I know, mad. But yeah, very, very happy, relieved, and just glad to see that we're going to Wembley, in all honesty. We've been to Wembley plenty, but what a trip, guys. You never get tired of it. You know, if we can go to Wembley in the FA Cup as well, I'm not going to say no. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got Aston Villa. Listen, guys, if you agree or disagree with anything I've said, let me know in the comments. And once I've uploaded this video, I'm going to bed. All the best, guys. Up the Chelsea.